Yo, what's going on, good people? It's your man, Chris Thorns. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching my content, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, got an update for you. So, hey, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, guys, for those of you who have seen the video that I did yesterday, we have an update of the boy who's 6 years old and was found locked up naked in the found in the dog cage, but naked. All right. We have an update, and the update is his parents have been arrested. All right, for this situation, which I told y'all in my video. I mean, I knew something was going to happen. I'm not really just surprised, but I thought it was just the mom. But apparently, this guy right here, and let me get their names for you. Their name is Michelle Campbell, and the guy name is Paul Weber. Michelle Campbell and Paul Weber. Okay, it says right in the article, looking at that, these are their children. Okay. Michelle is 30 years old. Paul Weber is 31 years old. Now, y'all know what I say. A lot of times you can't judge a book by its cover. But in this situation right here, yeah, you might have to judge this book by its cover, because if you just look at them from outside looking in, you could probably say, this baby got something to do with it. You probably think, so they may be some drug addicts or something, but I don't know. They're just on the outside looking in. I can't say for sure if they on drugs or not, but just on the outside looking in, one will look at them and be like, yeah, I think they on some kind of drugs or whatnot. So wow. Anyway, though, without further ado, let me let y'all hear this, and I'll be back with you.
Neighbors called police to a home on Glenview Street in Tacony yesterday after two of the children were spotted outside, partially clothed. Chief investigative reporter Joe Holden has the latest.
Good evening. Neighbors say they often saw two of the three children who lived in that Tacony home wandering around outside unsupervised. It was a concerned neighbor's call to 911 that brought the police out on Thursday. Once inside, investigators say they found a 6-year-old boy locked inside a dog cage. This home on Glenview appears well maintained. Inside, a troubling and sad story is emerging about how police say one couple cared for their children. Detectives arrested 31-year-old Paul Weber and 30-year-old Michelle Campbell on child endangerment charges. Police say neighbors so frustrated with the alleged lack of supervision called 911. Since investigators flooded the front yard of the place on Thursday, people haven't stopped thinking about the kids.
What they did, it's horrible. And then when you find out with a cage, no way.
While we were on the street speaking with neighbors, a worker who said he was with Child Protective Services knocked on the door. Nobody answered. Tom McNamee says the family has lived on Glenview Street for about 15 years. He was unaware of what police have since revealed about the conditions inside, including one child allegedly held in a zip-tied dog cage with an additional empty cage inside. He told me he thinks back to seeing the kids outside.
They got a pool in the yard. No one ever walks them. The kids are in the pool. I used to walk out back like, kids, go back in the house.
Bail was set at $22,500 cash for both Weber and Campbell. They are due back in court to face a judge next month. Outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Joe Holden, CBS News, Philadelphia.
You know what? That's a damn shame. And this is why I tell y'all. This is why I don't play into this race thing. They doing this because they black and black this and black. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I think that argument is a crock of shit. It is. Now in some cases it may be true or it may be plausible. But me, I'm going to bring it out all over the world, all across the board. I'm going to bring it out. Okay? So this is a white couple doing the same shit that I speak about what a lot of black folks do. Okay? Ain't no racial profiling here. If it come across my desk, everybody get it. All right? These two piss poor individuals locking this boy up in a dog cage. Okay? And again, I had to ask the question, what can this boy have done so bad that y'all felt the need to lock him in a dog cage? And I told y'all in the last video, They've been doing it. They finally got caught this time, but they've been doing it. Okay? So just like in my people, you have sleazy parents. You got parents in all colors, races. They're piss poor parents. Okay? Don't really give a fuck about having children, which I don't understand why they lay down to have them if they don't give a fuck about them. Other than for benefit purpose. That's it. It's all for the benefits. Okay? And what do these two assholes had so important to do? They would lead the girls out where they can get out to do whatever they want to do. But this boy kept getting locked up in the cage. And I promise you, I believe there's something just telling me right now it's involving drugs. They're going to come out and say something about drugs. Hey, y'all see there was a CPS worker knocking on the door. Okay? But like I told y'all, the guy, Perez, I think that was his name, he said that, he have seen the history with them in CPS. So it won't be no surprise to him. It's no surprise to him that a CPS worker came to the door. And I find it ironic nobody answered the door. You know why? Because, again, they embarrassed now. Everybody in their house, where I can't knock the uncle because they say he got intellectual disabilities, so I can't knock him. And that poor lady who's in that wheelchair, she couldn't do anything. She couldn't do anything at all. I saw a video where they asked for showing her willing out the house. I said, poor thing. And y'all sitting up here leaving these children with people who can't really do nothing with them. Okay? So the article says this. Philadelphia police say the parents have been charged after a boy was found inside a locked cage and two partially clothed girls were found wandering outside a home. Michelle Campbell, 30, and Paul Weber, 31, are charged with endangering the welfare of a child and recklessly endangering a person. Police were called to their home in a 4200 block of Glenview Street in Tacony on Thursday afternoon after the girls were found outside. And again, the guys say they have Pampers on, they have no shirts, no pants, they have no shoes. They're screaming, it's raining, it's cold. They're screaming for their mother and father, recalled Hector Perez, a neighbor who found the children when he came home from work. When police made their way inside the residence, a 6-year-old boy was found nude inside a locked dog cage with a blanket and a pillow. When officers arrived on the block, they saw two girls, ages 4 and 5. They were partially dressed outside in the rain. The officers were able to pick them up and gain entry inside the property. Once they got in there, they came upon a 6-year-old that was locked inside of a dog cage, says Sergeant Eric Grip with the Philadelphia Police Department. Action News had learned that the children are related. Police say there were also two adults inside the home at the time, an 80-year-old woman in a wheelchair, poor thing, and a man in his 40s. The adults are believed to be the grandmother and uncle of the children. Sources say the uncle and the boy have intellectual disabilities. So they saying that the 6-year-old has intellectual disabilities too. So, okay, I get to that in a minute. Tom McName, I guess, lives a few doors down and said the Department of Human Services has been to the home before. Due to the state confidentiality laws, DHS cannot comment whether or not family has any current or past DHS involvement. The department said in a statement to Action News the children were taken to an area hospital to be evaluated. Okay? So check this out. According to this article, the 40-year-old and the child both have intellectual disabilities. Now, a lot of y'all who know me personally, or a lot of y'all who watch my show on a regular, knows that that's the field that I work in, dealing with people with intellectual disabilities. Okay? And that job can be a booger a lot of times. It can. Depending on how chronic or acute their behavior are, it can be a booger, it can be a motherfucker. All right? And with a lot of these individuals, you got folks whose parents are very involved in their life. They come visit them on a regular. They come get them, take them home. You know, so to keep that family thing going, but I guess they just just don't have all the tools they need to care for them at the home, so they rather put them in like these facilities where people like me and anybody else who's working in their field to take care of their son or their daughter, things like that. Understandable. But in a different scenario like this, you got one that's in your home, the one that you laid down and had, okay? And I'm pretty much sure you two assholes could have did the same thing with him, Maybe I could have got him in some kind of program where people can come in and care for him, because obviously y'all don't to do him like that. Y'all don't. And I told y'all in some of my past streams, this is one of the reasons why these idiots like these sit up here and do their children like that, because they don't want to deal with their disabilities. These children don't ask to have intellectual disabilities. These children don't ask to have acute or chronic behaviors. They don't ask to have it. It's just unfortunately for a lot of them, that's what they are born with. But y'all treat these children as if it's their fault, and it's not. Children like that need their mom and dad the most. But it's sad that children like that always get the shit end of the stick with a lot of these parents. You had this child and pretty much just treat him like a dog, pretty much. And like I said in my last video, if you treat him like a dog, I can just imagine how you would treat a real dog. I can imagine how you just sit up there and treat a real dog, and this is how you treat a child, just like a dog. What they need to do now is put both of y'all in a dog cage, let y'all see how it feels. And I promise you, I feel from the bottom of my heart, as this story develops, drugs is finna play a part in this. I just feel it in my bones. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I got a feeling it's drugs involved in this. Because they just look like they some meth heads or something. They just look like it. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are, but they just look like it. And leaving the children home like that, 9 times out of 10 when these stores come back, that's what it is. They going out on a drug binge run. That's what they doing. Okay? This is sad. And I'm going to keep continuing to say this. I don't know what breed of parents they would have in this era, but it's a motherfucker ridiculous. It is. A lot of you don't need to have children. Y'all need to be forced to have your tubes tied or have a mental evaluation before you have children. Men like him, who seem like he a piss poor individual, may need to be considered to have a vasectomy. Okay? That's a damn shame. If this man the father of all these children, this is what y'all do. Ladies, this is why I tell y'all, look, there's plenty of fish in the sea. But it's crazy and y'all just let anybody come and just jump up and down inside y'all and get y'all pregnant. Because 9 times 10, a lot of people show you signs of their behavior before y'all even go that far. Now I get it, some of y'all believe that having a child will maybe change some people. And which I think it can. I think it can in certain instances, but I think it's a small percentage. But as I always say, the person have to change. They have to be willing to change. So you can sit up here and do everything that you can to try to help them change. They're not going to change until they're ready to change. Even if you do have a child, they're going to have to change. But apparently, even y'all having these many children in that house, whatever y'all been doing, y'all not ready to change. And for that, I would say this. Them children may be better off not being around y'all. Even the 40-year-old and that lady in the wheelchair, because God knows how y'all treating them. they're better off not being around y'all. Because y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Okay? And I want to bring this up too. This reminds me of another story that I did about this young lady by the name of Amari Hall. Little black child. I think she had a little slight disability or whatnot. Mom sit up there and let her girlfriend, well, both of them was abusing her child. And the girlfriend took the child somewhere and killed her. But sit up here and made a story talking about the girl. She was there the night before. But when they woke up the next morning, the child was gone. I told y'all a lot of times y'all hear them story that start up like that, you already know it's bullshit from the beginning. It's already bullshit. It is. Anyway, guys, this story is still developing, so it ain't much details coming out about it now other than the parents have been arrested, and I'm glad they are, and I told y'all they were going to get arrested. I told you they were. I knew the mom would get arrested, but I didn't know this dude was involved in it too. And they said in the article, their children. Their children. Man, and I swear, people who can't have children would love to take these babies in. Y'all folks some assholes out here. Your man Chris Storms, as always, leave your thoughts and your comments about this. And hey, catch y'all next time. Out. Peace.